know a couple weeks ago you said this Florida defense was the best you've seen since you've been here. What is it specifically about their defense that just makes them so tough?
Well, I think first and foremost it's the commitment. I think anytime you're point guard and you're a big guy, I mean, it's a guy that, in my opinion, a guy that starts it up top and a guy that's anchored on the backside. When they do it at such a high level, and I think both of those guys really have the DNA, even when they were freshmen, to be defenders. And I think it helps them moving as seniors. And Casey Prather's a guy that slashes and defends. You get always been a defensive-minded guy. So all those guys, that's always been their makeup. And you look at the previous years, they've never been the guys, the go-to guys as far as scoring baskets for them. Now they're scoring the ball and defending at a high level. So I think that's the biggest key. They all have bought in to defend at a high level, and they figure this is the best way for us to be the best team to get where we're trying to go.
But it starts with Wilbekin and Young, just the fact that
I think so, just in watching. I think if you got a good point guard that puts pressure on the ball, but also Wilbekin, he can guard off the ball as well, not just defending points. He can guard the two guards. And then the way Patrick Young defends, rebounds, plays hard, competes, he exerts a lot of energy out there.
Are you surprised at the improvement of Casey Prather? He's gone from 3.3 points to 15.6 points again.
Not really, because you can see what he does now. It would be surprising if he was shooting 60% from three, because he's never really shot a lot of threes. But the way he slashed, he did that last year, but he's more at the forward position. Now he's playing at the three, slashing the ball. And you watch how he's scoring his baskets. He's just attacking the rim and making plays. But not surprised. I thought he had a level of toughness to him. Even a year ago, he just had so many other pieces. But he's doing a great job in slashing. But it's not like he's coming off screens, down screens. He's really slashing, attacking the rim, and making plays. And he gets smaller guys on him. He posts them up, and he scores it around the rim. But he's probably 6'6", 215, 220 pounds.
What does Chris Walker bring to the table? He looks like he's kind of a guy who hasn't played all season, is catching up pretty fast.
Well, watch the Alabama game, and I saw him, quite a bit on the AAU circuit. But tremendous athlete, runs the floor, jumps, blocks shots. He's a talented basketball player. But it's hard to say what he brings outside of that athleticism, because I hadn't seen him play a lot with their team. And the one thing about a team with chemistry and flow, you don't want to disrupt that. So it's hard for me to say right now.
Alabama shot 55% against Florida. Did you see things that Alabama did that might help you?
Yeah, Trevor made plays in the first half, did a good job attacking, making shots. They attacked the press, they got across. I mean, in some ways they have a blueprint of how Florida played, but they did a good job attacking the press, getting to the rim, mix it up a little bit defensively, but just play with confidence. They came up short, but I thought they played with a high level of confidence.
I think one of Florida's strengths is that they really don't have any weaknesses.
I think so, but I think that, in my opinion, the biggest strength is probably that they don't. It looks like they don't care who gets the accolades, the glory, or that sort of thing. They just win ball games. I think when you have a team like that with talented basketball players, you got a chance to be very successful.
How much have you watched of their two losses to Nick and Wisconsin? Was there a common thread between what those two teams did to beat Florida?
Hadn't watched the Wisconsin game. I obviously saw the Arkansas. Just watched the Arkansas. Excuse me, not the Arkansas game. I'm trying to think which one that was. I saw the Connecticut game. I think in their case that the Connecticut game was just a box out at the end. I thought the box out, it was their game, because they did a good job in their 1-3-1 getting Connecticut off balance. And they just didn't come up with the box out. But I thought they did a good job. But also at that time they had guys out, so it wasn't like they had a full team. So he did a great job in performing without guys, because Casey Hill didn't play in that game. So you can't take a lot from that just because of the situation, the guys they had to play and how they had to play.
Coach, are they as tough the game plan for anybody in the league? Defensively, just when we're taking something away, they have a counter, maybe all 5 spots.
Florida?
If you wanted to double somebody, they've got you're going to get something else on the other side of the floor, they can hurt you.
I think they're tough to game plan, because they have parts out there, guys that can make plays, guys that can make shots. They got bigs that can make decisions. But I think more than anything, you have to be sound with what you're doing. We had breakdowns, and then watching film with our guys yesterday, we had breakdowns. And you have them throughout the game, but you can't have the level of breakdowns we had. You can't do that against a good team.
Not to look past Florida, but having to go to Missouri as well. I mean, this is pretty big week for you guys.
As always, it's one game at a time, and they're all big. But yeah, you can say that. But again, for us, the most important thing is Florida tomorrow, then we push forward from there.